But how is all that going to be impacting the Indian markets? We have a team of research who's here to set you up for trade this morning. What are we watching out for in terms of events, market trade setup, as well as the stocks to watch out for? So good morning, Hormaz, as well as Sudarshan. Thank you so much for joining in with us. But Hormaz, let me come to you first. What are the market cues that we need to watch out for today? How are we expecting the day to pan out? Good morning.
Good morning, Winnie, and we're expecting a bit of a cautious start for the week. It's a big week because almost 22 central banks come out with interest rate decisions. I'll get to that in just a bit. But, you know, Friday's session, well, the screen shows it is green, but it was anything but smooth sailing for the markets that day. Almost a 350-point drop on the Nifty at one point, and then we saw a very, very sharp recovery that caught the bears on the wrong side, and the bulls were on the wrong side in the morning as well. Almost a 600-point recovery intraday on the Nifty, a 1,300-point recovery intraday from the lows for the Nifty Bank. So it was an extremely choppy session, although the index, the Nifty, closed at the higher end of that 24,500 to 24,800 range by the close of the session. And it was the index heavyweights, right, that were contributing to this recovery. Almost everybody, Reliance, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, ITC, HUL, all of them recovered anywhere between 2.5% to 4% from the lows of the day, and that contributed to the recovery in the index. Even though for the week, that ensured that the Nifty closed in the green, but the Nifty Bank, despite that 1,300-point recovery from the lows, ended in the red for the week gone by. But for today's session, of course, last week's high now of 24,857 comes into play, followed by, of course, 25,000 on the upside. Now the low of the last Monday, which was 24,580, that becomes an important support for the index. For the Nifty Bank, of course, sustaining above 53,500, where it has closed above on Friday, sustaining above those levels will be key. And analysts believe that if it moves above 54,000 on a sustained level, then it can lead to newer record highs. Now, of course, all eyes are on the Fed rate decision. A 25 basis point cut is priced in, but what next for the Fed? That will be something that the street would be keenly awaiting. Of course, it is the weekly expiry and the extreme swings that come along with it that, of course, will need to be kept in mind as well. But a street, it's a week that belongs to the central banks. Some important rate decisions coming in, but for now, the GIFT Nifty is indicating a slightly cautious start for our own markets.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Hormaz. Surely an important week coming in for the Indian markets as well as the global markets. Let's move on and talk about the important stocks to watch out for in trade today. We have Dixon Technologies. Now, they formed a JV with Vivo to manufacture smartphones in India. We could see some bit of an up move there. Reliance Industries has acquired 74% stake in Navi Mumbai's IIA for around 1,628 crores. We also have Hero MotoCorp that will be in focus after they partnered with Hockey India League as a title sponsor, so watch out for that one. Aeroflex Industries board has approved raising around 400 crores. This is going to be via QIP. We could see some bit of an action here. Godrej Agrovet, that's the next one to focus on. Gujarat government has allocated land in Vadodara, Surat and Tapi to the company, and this is going to be for palm oil cultivation and oil palm cultivation expansion under the National Mission on the edible oils as well as oil palm. Afcons Infra, they have received a letter of award for a project of around 1,000 crore rupees, and this is from the MP Metro Rail Corporation. So some bit of a move here. 63 moons, that's the one to focus on as well. Board has approved a one-time settlement, and this is for 1,950 crore rupees as proposed by the NSEL Investors Forum, so keep an eye on that. Biocon's European Medicine Agency, CHMP, has recommended approval for Biocon Biologics, one of the biosimilar drugs that had received an approval from the US FDA even a short while ago, so keep an eye on Biocon. PVR Inox, they've opened 6 screens multiplexes in Dehradun, Uttarakhand. So that could see some focus, as well as Max Financials. They have there's a change of name which is approved by the Registrar of Companies of Max Life to Access Max Life Insurance. So keeping an eye on all these stocks this morning. Let's move on, and it's finally time that Sudarshan takes us to important cues that we're watching out for in the world of FNO. Good morning, Sudarshan.
Morning, Winnie. So most of the data on the FNO front is looking healthy, but talking first about the Friday session. After a downtick start in the first hour, we saw like all the front indices like somewhere trading with cuts of almost 1 to 2%. But what a recovery we saw after 10:30 a.m. Most of the indices at the close, basically closed at day's high, recovering somewhere around 2 to 3% each from day's low. But for today, GIFT Nifty is indicating a start with minor cuts. Talking about the flows in the cash market on Friday, we saw FIs buying shares of more than rupees 2,300 crore, while DIs have sold more than 700 crore. On the futures front, in the derivatives, also FIs have bought almost rupees 500 crore. At the same time, they have added long contracts. Addition was of more than 4,500 contracts and reduced short exposure by 3,000 contracts. And with this long exposure on the FI front now stands at 41%, and on the client front, it stands at 60%. On the options front, on the call side, two options that were active. That was first, 24,800 call has seen addition of almost 20 lakh shares, and 25,000 call has seen addition of 19.5 lakh shares. On the put side, 24,700 put has seen addition of almost 26 lakh shares. And with this, support for Nifty is now seen somewhere around 24,640, and resistance has now moved higher to 24,850. In the stocks in focus, two stocks have entered into F&O band, and those are Manappuram Finance and SAIL, and already 5 more stocks are in the band. So overall, 7 stocks are in F&O band for today.
Okay, 7 stocks in F&O band for today, so surely keeping an eye on that.